don't need no man.
Hey there, good man fam, and welcome new viewers to another episode of the Female Guessing Game. Now, the way this game works is that I'll review a video that has a single female in it or multiple females in it. But here's the catch. When it's a single female, I'll be asking you if she's a traditional woman, or modern female. However, when it's multiple females in the video, you won't know about which female I'm asking you until the end of the video. So, you have to stay to the end of the video to see about which female I'm asking you is a traditional woman, or modern female. Ready? Let's get it.
Do we need men?
Yes.
Starting with you, going around the table.
Do I need a man?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
No. Does the world need a man? The world needs people.
Into the mic.
Humans, people in general. Do I personally need a man? No. Does the world need women, men alike? Yeah.
Really? We already starting off with this bull crap? What's the first thing that you noticed that she did? It's the thing that most of these females in the West do, which is instantly make it about themselves. But because she had to engage with the question because you saw her saying, well, wait a minute, me or the world or the people, she started having to separate herself because she always wants to make the focus be on her.
He ain't lying.
This is how most of the females in the West think. So what does she say? I don't need a man. But does the world need men? Yes, the world needs men, but I don't. Excuse me, ma'am. Just got one little question, and it's just a little weird question I want to ask you. Excuse me for asking this, but are you residing currently in some alternate universe?
Why would you say that?
Fix it.
Why would you say that?
Because if you're not, you're in the world.
Well, duh.
So it applies to you too.
I don't need no man.
So you don't need a man romantically, but you need men in other ways.
No. Me personally, are you asking me personally? Do I feel like I need a man at any point
romantically,
in my life?
but do you need men?
Me? No.
But well, if the world and society needs men, don't you two need men? As you are a...
I am completely okay with going off grid, living on an island, in peace.
Really? Really? Is that what we're doing? You just somehow just gonna go to an island, but who's going to be the person who gives you your next set of tattoos that we know you're going to get?
Answer the question.
Because we can already see from your frantic nature that you're a problem and you have a serious lack of impulse control. But of course, I guess you're just going to say that there's some entire world that was created on that island just from nothing, because we know how a certain sect of females do. They just create whatever it is that they want reality-wise and just say, that's reality. That's somehow going to happen. I'm somehow miraculously going to fall from a 12-story building, and there's going to be something down there to catch me because I somehow am the person who is the exception. So 99 out of 100 people would die from that 12-story fall, but not me, because somehow somebody's going to have called the fire department and they're going to have put out this thing that will allow them to catch me because I'm the exception. Y'all can't tell me that that's not how this female who just said that thinks.
How would you get to the island?
Build a boat.
Oh my God! Wow!
You would build the boat yourself?
Yeah.
Which island are you? There's the Channel Islands out here. You would go to those islands, or which island in particular?
Wherever my boat takes me.
Would you take an airplane to get to the island?
Probably not, because I don't have a license to fly it.
Just a question. So you would, so you'd build a boat. You'd build a boat. Where would you get the materials to build the boat? Like Home Depot?
Chop down trees.
You would chop down trees.
Why not?
With what tool?
Chainsaw queen.
You
can operate a chainsaw.
You can make.
You don't need
fucking
muscles to
axe.
operate that shit. That is a muscle for you.
Ride some stone down sharp.
Did y'all catch that bullcrap? Did y'all catch that? She said chainsaw queen. She just called Brian a queen. Now, what did he do to deserve her insulting him? What did he do? He didn't do anything except challenge her insanity. See, because he challenged her insanity, she has to do what? She has to insult him back. So how does she insult him? By calling him gay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that funny that a particular sect of females in the West use gay as a slur, yet at the same time always seem to say that the male gay people are the ones around whom they love to be? That's funny, because if those are the individuals around whom you love to be, why are you using what they are as a slur?
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
It's because these types of females can have two opposing ideas in their mind. I support the LGBTQIA plus community, but at the same time, I can use their name as a slur because, well, I'm not really talking about them. I'm talking about somebody else. So they just make it okay in their mind. They just give a rationale for doing something that would be offensive if a heterosexual male did it, and so it's nothing. They're just giving themselves a reason for it to be okay. That's what they do. Yet they want to sit up here and act like heterosexual males are the problem.
Boy, if you don't get...
Interesting. Let's see what other insanity she has to say, or any of the rest of them on the panel.
I don't need no man.
You would make the axe yourself?
I would do whatever
you
I
wouldn't
needed
just go
to.
buy it at Home Depot?
No.
So just to be clear, where would you get the metal from? Would you smelt the metal yourself too?
You don't necessarily need metal.
To make... Okay.
You can build a wooden boat.
No. I'm talking...
Might not get very far because the wood will get...
I'm sorry, so is
but-
metal not a component of an axe?
You don't necessarily need a metal axe.
You said you would get an axe.
If I had to make one with the materials
but
I
you'd
had
cut down the
available
tree.
to me,
You'd cut down the tree.
would you rather I gnaw at it?
What do you mean? You just look. You're saying you don't need men, and you would just go live on an island by yourself. But how would you get there?
An island, a mountain, a cave. It doesn't. I'm not.
Are you
specific
insinuating
to
that
the
women
island.
can't arrive at an island without a man's help? Why can't we get to an island without you? I don't understand that.
Well,
And did you see that bullcrap? Did you see what just happened? Man, I've seen this so many freaking times occur. What happens is, when the sisterhood sees that one of their sisters is in trouble because they put themselves in a logic corner out of which they can't get, and it's weird because they usually can create any trapdoor that they want, but when they start sounding really, really stupid because they're creating trapdoors that make absolutely no sense, what tends to happen is what? The sisterhood itself jumps in and says, we're going to save you.
Exactamundo.
Because you obviously don't have the answer that can rebut this male. So since I have it, even though he's not speaking to me, I'm going to speak up and say something, because it doesn't matter that he wasn't speaking to me. The only thing that matters is what? The sisterhood. So we're all going to come to your rescue. Instead of them saying, wait a minute, she's an adult. She made her own bed. She should lie in it. Nope. They're not going to do that. Never! Because that would do what? Give a male a win. And if they do that, the sisterhood will kick them out. And they don't want to be kicked out the sisterhood, because that's the only place that allows them to remain delusional.
And she's saying she would build a boat, so I'm exploring.
Build a boat.
Why can't a
Build
woman
a hut.
Well,
build...
I'll actually take it further.
Here we go.
So I would postulate that absent men, and there was only women in society would be in free fall collapse within hours. Women do not and cannot, this is my claim, right? Even stronger than don't know how, but actually cannot maintain modern infrastructure. It's not even possible.
Yeah, boy.
Facts. Big facts. Oh my goodness. I've been telling females this for I don't know how long. And it's crazy because they'll literally try to fight me on this. And I'm sitting there saying to them, yo, you do realize how much stronger men are than you? Like, you do realize that, right?
Nope.
Well, no, there's some strong females too. I'm like, oh my goodness. You do realize you're talking about exceptions, and exceptions are a very small percentage, especially in this case. What percentage of females do you think are stronger than even the average male? What, 7%? And you're talking about bodybuilders and athletes, people like that. What, 7% or so?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That percentage of females, even if those females were the ones who were doing everything, do you realize the amount of people you would lose if there were no men? You would lose, based on these numbers, 93% of your workforce, the individuals who hold the infrastructure together. You think you can lose 93% of 150 million people and just have everything just remain the same?
You niggas are crazy!
Because remember, it may be 330 or so million people, but there's only about 150 million or so who are working. You think you can lose 93% of them and nothing would really change? Y'all would be okay? You really think that? You really think that?
I don't need,
Why?
I'm okay with
Because-
living in a
Because
mud-built hut.
yeah,
That's fine.
I don't even think that they could do that easily. It's because of the way that our bone structures are set, and then the way that we regulate our body temperature. So you would probably say, if you were to look at the scope of women who are in the workplace who make complaints a lot of times what they complain about is the temperature. And they say, well, in a gendered scope, this isn't really fair because we tend to wear dresses and men tend to, wear suits and this kind of thing, right? So we're always cold. And but the truth is that even if they were in the same attire that you were in, they could still regulate the temperature of their bodies better.
And that's a fact.
Men are less prone to take damage just on the work site, right? Building things, crafting things are less likely to take damage because of their bone density. I do not think that you could juxtapose or in some way take women and then have them take over men's jobs collectively, even if you gave them the same knowledge that those men had and that they could actually physically accomplish those.
He cold.
Exactly. See, he had to break down a bunch of other pieces because their brains have lived in this world that allows them to think that they are just like men. We're all the same. That's how they think. We're all the same. That they actually think that if the males just disappeared, doggone Thanos snap, they think somehow that they're going to be okay. Thanos snap, world's fine. World's fine. We're all good. We're going to go out. We're going to do everything like we've always done it. But that's weird, though, seeing as though most of the guys are the ones driving the trucks. You know, the trucks that carry the food to the supermarkets where you just walk into the supermarket and pick it up from a package. Not to mention, who puts the food in the trucks? Oh, right, the packing plants. But they get the meat and the food from where? Farms, right? Who farms?
I can see what they're doing. I can see it. I feel it. It's cooking.
And in order for the truck to drive, it has to have maintenance done on it. Who are the people who do maintenance on vehicles? And it has to have fuel who runs. Well, who are the individuals who get the oil from the oil rigs? Who are the individuals who put it on the oil tankers? Who are the individuals who take it to the oil refineries? Who are the individuals who do that? Are they female? No, they're male. But they don't even think about all the chain reactions of events that come together to make the lifestyle that they're able to have even possible in this country in the West. They don't even think about that. It doesn't even cross their freaking minds. Why? Because they're so pampered that they don't even realize how pampered they are, to the point to where they think they can do everything males can do, but never stop to think, well, wait, if that was the case, why do we have separate sports for males and females? Heck, Serena Williams said that. She said it's a completely different game. It's a completely different game. But you can't tell them that. You can't tell them that because they don't want to listen.
Use my big, smart woman brain to build a robot to do the physical work for me that I can't do. That's what I'm saying. As long as I have the tools, my brain
Women
can
don't
figure out any
exist in
puzzle.
chemistry
I just need
and
access to the tools. You're right. I can't
construction.
lift hundreds of pounds.
Engineering.
But I can build a robot that can lift hundreds of pounds because I'm smart enough to figure it out.
Yo, did she just say she may not be able to lift as much as a man, but her brain can figure out how to build a robot that can? Dude. She thinks this is that movie iRobot. That's what she thinks. She thinks she's Willa Smith. She thinks she's the female version of Will Smith, and that she has her own real life movie called iRobot. In her case, it will be I Build Robots. She thinks that she can build robots that will do all the stuff that was done in the movie iRobot.
No.
Ma'am, don't you think if that was possible, that the leading scientists, robotics engineers, those people would have built it by now? Why is it that they don't have that? Why? Maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, that's not something that can be done because there's a human factor that goes into certain things. Maybe that's the case. Or maybe it's because the way that the body picks things up is difficult to create that in a machine. So they can't literally build one that does that. But somehow you think that your women brain is going to do something that all of these scientists and robotics engineers for decades have not been able to do. And you think you're going to do it with none of those people being around dang near. Probably 2% of the people left, because there's probably 2% females, to teach you. You think you're going to be able to accomplish something nobody has been able to do with 98% less of the individuals who know how to do the stuff that can lead to that being gone.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Man, the arrogance on females in the West, a particular sect, is absolutely through the freaking roof.
I don't need no man.
That it's just
Wait, what?
It's just,
Of all the lifting that occurs when it comes to like construction or infrastructure, what percentage of that is done by robots?
Well. So hang on.
I don't know. I don't build things. But if I chose to get interested, I'd learn.
Hang on
I
a
just
second.
don't
Let me
choose to.
let me get into this
I don't need to.
with you for just a second. You would agree that men right now don't like lifting heavy.
No, that's why we
So
built.
then
That's
why aren't
why
they
wheels
building-
existed,
so
because
that-
we learned
yeah,
that we
I know,
can roll
I know,
things
I know,
on
but
them.
hang
It's
on,
a tool.
Hang on.
You need to shut the up.
Why aren't they building then big, massive robots to do all this heavy lifting for them for things like roofing and things?
Probably because it gives them job security.
Cranes.
They would still have job security.
Would they have job security if women were building the robots
Yeah,
and didn't need men
it's a
to
matter
be
of
a part of it?
possibility.
I mean, I haven't answered the question yet.
Ma'am, you do understand that even if they built those robots, they would, one, have to build them. Those are jobs. And two, they'd have to oversee the robots. Those are jobs too. Not to mention all the jobs that robots can't do. How is it that you think that having robots that pick up heavy stuff all of a sudden makes the idea of a human having a job dang near obsolete?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Somehow there's no job security because we have robots who can pick up heavy stuff. Like, do you not have a concept of the number of freaking jobs that have to be done in a society? You think that all the jobs, even close to all the jobs, are only grunt work of picking stuff up? If that's the case, why don't you all have those jobs? Oh, right, y'all have other jobs that don't take that type of work, but somehow your brain is not able to correlate that with the nonsense that you're saying.
Ridiculous.
Why? Because it has no relevance to actually trying to make the situation and the conversation come to a resolution. It only has to do with you trying to be right.
I don't think that I think the world needs men and women. Obviously, we can't reproduce without sperm. I want to have a baby and I need a sperm donor to do so. Like, I'm not saying that I want a world eradicated of men.
Okay, we're going to assume that you have enough sperm on ice to repopulate with women only for 200 years.
Then yeah, I don't think we need men.
Yeah, then it wouldn't be.
If sperm was off the table, I think that I respect the fact that a lot of women love men and want them in their life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I just have one last follow up on this, and then I'll let it go.
Yeah.
What is a solenoid?
I don't know.
Hang on. A solenoid. What is a solenoid? What is a solenoid? What is a solenoid? Solenoid?
Really, Andrew? Really? You're asking them what a solenoid is? You actually think that any of these females, maybe one or two, maybe, but you actually think that they know what a solenoid is? Okay. Maybe it's that he doesn't think they know what a solenoid is, and maybe he's trying to make a point. Because if he's trying to make a point, he's going to show them that this thing has to do with things that are built in order to make things run. So it's a piece of a thing that makes things run. So if you don't even know what that is, maybe he's going to say that, how are you going to be able to build something that's even bigger times 10 if you don't even know what this thing is?
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
What is a solenoid? Solenoid?
I've heard my boyfriend say this, but I don't know.
Okay. Inside of your car, there's a battery. What voltage is it?
12.
What?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro.
Bruh.
Okay.
12. I don't know. I wouldn't have known it.
So, last thing, right? Can you just tell me the steps of changing a tire?
Take off the lug nuts.
With?
A torque wrench.
A torque, okay.
Okay, I'm not trying to be anal, okay? But remember, this is the chick who's been talking the most crap this entire time, right? And he said, what are the steps to take off a tire? And her first words weren't, lift up the car. Her first words were, the lug nuts. Ma'am, if you have a couple of 1,000-pound vehicle on the ground, on top of the tires, how do you think you're going to get the tire off? if you don't jack up the weight from it. But she knows everything, evidently. She can build a boat and go to an island and do whatever and doggone cure cancer, and because she doesn't need a male.
Lies, lies, lies. And everywhere is lies.
Oh my goodness, man. But again, maybe I'm just being anal. Maybe I'm being anal. Y'all tell me if that's what I'm being, because this is the chick that supposedly knows every freaking thing based on how she's acting.
Take the lug nuts off. Get the tire off. Make sure your brake pads, everything is all good. Put the tire back on. Make sure you screw them all on.
What she said. I don't know. I haven't changed tire.
She forgot that you need to. Just
Forget what
do
she
it in
forgot. Just tell me
order.
what it is.
Okay, so you have to raise the car up on whatever side the tire's on, and then take the bolts off, take the tire off, put the new tire on, put the bolts back on, and then lower it down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I could watch it on YouTube and learn in 5 minutes if I didn't.
I've done it.
So yeah, I believe you. I trust you over. Yeah.
Hey, I've never pretended this whole time. I'd love for a guy to change my tire. In fact, I think they should know how.
You know,
All
change
power
a
to
tire?
them.
I personally don't even have a car, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen it. Yeah. I'll read the owner's manual and do what it tells me to do, like I did.
Now, did you hear her say that she thinks a guy should know how? Did you hear her say that? Right. How much you want to bet that if you were to say you think a female should know how to cook, that her first words out of her mouth wouldn't be, "I'm not your maid. I'm not your mom." Who thinks that those wouldn't be the first words out of her mouth?
That nigga got a point.
Who thinks that? If you think they would be the first words out of her mouth, put it in the comment section. Because for some strange reason, these types of females seem to always think about what males should do, but never seem to think about what they should do. Have you noticed that? And this is the same chick who tried to come to the defense of the one who was talking all the cash stuff at the beginning. It's just so funny how they can, in their brain, know exactly what a man should give to them. And they usually say a real man, but probably wouldn't have any idea what they should give to you. And if you told them, they would always find some way to shame you for saying those are the things that they should be giving.
I don't need no man.
This last question, completely non-gendered. So you can't use the gendered norm expectation for it. Very simple question. How would you go about sharpening a knife?
How would I go about sharpening a knife? You find it's a specific kind of stone that you can rub against the knife to sharpen it.
Okay.
I don't know the specific
How
stone.
would you go about sharpening a knife?
I would buy a knife sharpener.
That's what I was gonna
It's
say.
just like assuming we have no tools, or just like I have
Yeah,
a knife.
how would
and
you
I
go
need
about
to sharpen
sharpening
it.
a knife? Yeah.
I mean, you use like a whetstone, right?
And then what do you do with it?
Sharpen it with the grain.
Okay.
Yeah, either buy a knife sharpener or use a whetstone and
How would you sharpen a knife on a whetstone? Walk me through it.
literally, like pretend that my fist is a stone and this is holding a knife. Keep doing that
At an angle.
At an angle, yeah. I don't know the actual terminology.
Do you
but
know what angle?
I can visually kind of figure out the angle
Not
through
completely.
practice.
So if you
but I
can
don't know it
visually,
off the top of my
if you
head.
can visually think of it. So if I asked you to visually think of a 90-degree angle, can you give me a 90-degree angle with your hand?
Yeah, 90-degree angles.
Okay,
like,
so then you can visualize the angle. So what angle would you sharpen a knife at?
whatever angle showed me results. I'd keep trying until I figured it out.
I wonder where Andrew is going with this. Because it seems like everything he's been asking has to do with them being competent enough to even understand the basic things that might be needed in order to be able to even try to continue the infrastructure of a society. So it seems like he's testing not their logic, but testing their basic understanding of just infrastructure building, just the base level of it. So let's see.
Yeah, and I'm going with the sharpener technology, dude. Why
Sharpen a knife.
Definitely use a sharpener.
How? How would you sharpen it on a sharpener, a whetstone?
Same as they said, at an angle.
What
See, test
angle?
it out. For the side, I'd use each side first and then like see which works. 45-degree angle.
Okay. And then, did anybody miss a step with the whetstone? It's called a whetstone.
Getting it wet.
Okay. And that's it. Those are the only questions that I had.
Okay. So I just want to hop in and say that look, I've said it from the beginning, I love men. Men and women are the yin and the yang.
Yeah, but she was going to get an axe and build a boat and go to the
I know
island.
she was having a castaway Tom
Right?
Hanks moment,
Yeah.
yes. But I think it's completely ignorant to act like without men, women would just completely fail as a society.
You think it's ignorant, to be honest? You would fail as a society. He said, in ours, I said that every female on the planet would be dead within like 2 months. That's what I think. Because from the fighting over doggone resources to the water being gone, think about it. They don't know how to clean water. So what would happen? It would be all trying to get the water out the tap until the water in the tap started going bad. Then everybody would go to the store and grab the bottled water. They might even grab the bottled water before. They might just do it just because, oh man, I'm gone, just go grab the bottled water. Then what happens when the bottled water's gone? What happens when the tap water is no longer good? What do? You're going to have females trying to figure out how to clean the water in the whole night, and a lot of them are going to die from that. They're going to go down and start trying to drink lake water and all type of stuff. So there's a bunch of females that are going to die just from dehydration. How long can you drink pop? How long can you drink freaking juice? How long is that going to last? Because your body needs water, not just liquid. It needs water. Man. See, this is what happens when you have no concept of what it takes in order to survive. You sit up here and tell people that they're being condescending or it's somehow shameful in some form or facet, that they're telling you the truth that you would not survive without men.
Hell no!
The funny thing is, females over in other countries understand that. They get it. But over in this country, they think males are an option. Unbelievable.
I don't need no man.
So many successful men acknowledge women and men, we have different strengths. I bring women into my business for this. They think in a way I don't. I think in a way they don't. You know, I had Dave Portnoy on my show, funny enough, when he was you mentioned your boyfriend with the Me Too thing. At the height of his Me Too scandal, when he was getting hit pieces on him, the whole thing. And he's like, am I a misogynist? I brought in a female CEO. It was the best decision I ever made to run Barstool because she was the best at the job.
You mean a media company?
What is the difference? Like, he has more power than
I mean,
the
it
show.
has nothing to do with survival.
Yo, did she just say what is the difference? No, she did not just say what is the difference. Brian just said it. We're talking about survival. And you're talking about, oh, he brought this female in and said, that was the best thing I did. She ran it so great. Ran what? Oh, a media company. Dude, there's not going to be any media if all the males just disappear. Thanos snap. There's not going to be any media. Do you think there's going to be internet? Do you even know how the internet even works?
How about no?
If you were to ask them that, you know what they say? They say, well, you turn on your computer and you have to make sure that the Wi-Fi signal is on and then you're on the internet. They would say that. They don't understand the doggone internet lines that are under the ocean. They don't understand any of that. They get none of it. Their mindset is always looking at the end result. They're always looking at the cake that's finished. They're looking at the beautiful cake. They don't think anything about the fact that you had to raise chickens to make eggs that are part of the thing that goes into the cake. They don't think about the fact that you had to raise cows to get the milk that is part of the thing that goes into a cake. They don't think about any of that. They just think about, hey, where's the box that has the cake batter in it? Where's the box that has it? You're like, you do understand somebody had to box that up and put that in there. Then they have to write the ingredients on there, and then you have to take the ingredients they say and put it in to make the cake in the first place. They think about none of that. It's just end result. Where's my piece of cake? Unbelievable.
Infrastructure.
He's talking. It is infrastructure. He's talking about. He
Barstool
said.
Sports is an infrastructure company.
He's talking. He said if men were eradicated, civilization run by women would decline.
I mean,
we're not talking procreation. We're talking how things are run.
Yeah.
You're saying, are you?
What?
Are you? If women can keep a home running, they can't keep a community running in some sense.
You keep a home running with electricity.
Yes.
No, I mean you shake your head, but do you keep a home running with electricity?
Not to,
Am I a modern
but
day
even
home?
on an emotional level, like how many of you guys have experienced grandparents who have passed away when the grandmother passes away first and the men fall apart? They cannot.
What the f are you talking about?
What do I always tell you? What do I always tell you about a particular sect of females in the West? They always move the field of battle onto a field of battle on which they think they can win. She's talking about a couple where the female is doing a particular thing and has been doing it for years because she said grandparents, and the female dies and the male falls apart. Is what she's saying. She doesn't take into account that part of the reason he falls apart is because the love of his life is gone.
Imagine that.
So mentally, he may not even want to get up in the morning. You think he's falling apart because he physically can't do what she was doing? Man, it's amazing how females just zoom in on the one thing that they can try to use to make their point and ignore everything else that makes the point they're trying to make moot. You'll be talking about, like I said before, a house. They'll say, well, no, I'm talking about this room. Then you start talking about how their point is made with the room. And they say, no, I'm talking about the closet in the room. Then you say, okay, but the closet doesn't make the point either. No, I'm talking about the box in the closet, in the room, in the house. They just keep going smaller and smaller and smaller until they can find something on which they can lay their head and say, see, look at this. Because this is the new field of battle on which they're trying to move the original field of battle in order for them to try and win. They don't care nothing about the situation itself being fixed. All about which they care is them being right and the sisterhood getting a win. Man, they expect females to throw away their man for the sisterhood. They'll tell a female, don't do this for the sisterhood. Don't cook for that man. You're like, well, that's my husband. No, don't cook for him because the sisterhood don't want you to cook for him. So you want her to lose her man for the sisterhood. That's how they think. This is how they think, man. They don't think about getting the thing right. They think about them and the sisterhood winning.
I don't need no man.
Like
that
men
has
need women.
Nothing to do.
Yes,
so
it does.
If we're talking
Brian,
about
he
survival,
said it's survival. He's
no, hold
talking
on.
about
Yes, the men would be sad if all the women disappeared.
I'm going to
Not that
say
they would be sad.
50%.
They wouldn't even be.
I'm going to say 50%.
He's saying if women are if men were eradicated, The women would just totally, their civilization would.
Yes,
just,
it would. It would crumble.
collapse. Yeah.
It would crumble.
But the same is in reverse.
No. It would suck for men.
Man, why is it that they're always trying to do this even thing? It's always even when it's something that doesn't make them look good. But they don't think it's even when it's something that makes them look good. They're always talking about how much better they are than males. It's always, we're better than males. We can do this, we can do that, we can do this. But then when you say, well, on this side, there's no way you can compete with males. They say, no, there's some females who can. We can do just what y'all do. I mean, I'm telling you, we're smart, just like y'all. This is what I tell you. Remember what I always tell you all. They either have to win, or you have to lose, or it has to be null. It can't be to where they lose. Nope, it has to be null and voided. It has to be, you didn't get it, I didn't get it. Or you're wrong, I'm wrong. You're right, I'm right. It can't be you're right, I'm wrong. It can never be that. What I tell you, they can never be the culprits. They always have to be the victim. They can never be the villain. They always have to be the hero. They can never be the cause. They always have to be the person upon whom the effect of the cause was thrown. Why? Because the sisterhood will shame them if they give males a win. So they're going to fight you tooth and nail. They don't give a crap if you show them all the evidence in the world. Doesn't matter. Their job is not to fix the situation. It's for them to come home with a win so the sisterhood can give them a virtual high five.
But because men occupy these positions of when it comes to critical infrastructure, yeah, it would be terrible for men too.
Women engineers
there would be
don't
problems.
exist?
Huh?
Women
Almost
engineers
none.
and
Almost none in critical infrastructure jobs exist. Yeah.
So here,
Maybe that's because of the way the patriarchy is created.
Yeah. I.
Like,
I feel like exactly truth in what you're saying is that women may be naturally inclined to be in other sectors of work than men, right? Whether it be science or tech or whatever, that may be more male, but male dominant. But that's just idiotic to act like.
Saying that it's idiotic, again.
But it is.
It doesn't. That's not an argument, though.
Aha!
An argument. So if you wanted to argue
you could also argue men are aggressive. They're naturally, fighters. You could also argue they'd take each other all the out.
I don't think you could argue that, because we could do it now and women couldn't stop it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. You're on the verge of making her brain explode. Because they're just saying whatever comes to their mind based on their feelings. They have to fight their feelings. They say, oh, wait a minute. My feelings are starting to tell me that he's correct. No. Females can do this. No, you know what? Males are violent. Moving the field of battle onto a field of battle on which they think they can win. So if it was just males, y'all would kill each other. Everybody would die. See what they're doing? This is what they do. And then what did Andrew do? He said, I don't think they would, because males could do that now and you couldn't stop them. Now her brain, if you saw the look on her face, before I paused it, her brain was like, wait a minute. He's right, but no, there has to be some explanation, because he can't be right, because the sisterhood told me girl power. So we have to be the ones that's correct, not him. So I have to look for some way for what he's saying to not be true. That's the look she had on her face. Now watch how probably crazy a thing that she's going to say to try to rebut what he just said. That's factual, by the way. Let's see the insanity with which she comes back.
I want to see a female roughneck.
So you wouldn't disagree, right? That if men collectively decided to take each other and women out, there's not anything women could do about that, right?
I disagree. I think.
Are you dumb? Pardon me? Are you dumb? I think she's dumb.
What doing what? What could they do if men decided to do that? What
I
could
think
women do about it?
generally, I talk about the gender differences, right? Men are physical. women and men who are strong and confident men will admit women are
Private
verbal, we're manipulative, we're cunning in a different way mentally.
Yeah, but you're
where
changing
men
this
act-
scenario, so let me try
I'm
it
not
again.
changing the scenario.
You notice how she tried to throw in a compliment for males who would say the things that she wants those males to say about females? This is what they do. They'll say, a strong male would think that a female having a boss job is sexy. Wait, why are you trying to make it to where, without saying it, weak males wouldn't like that? Oh, right, because she knows the majority of males don't like that. And what I mean by don't like that is, it's not really a thing about which they care when it comes to the sexual market value of the female. They don't give a crap about that. That's cool if you got it, but they don't give a crap. No, these females, because they waste so much time on those boss babe jobs, want males to really give a crap about it because they need to be validated, because if not, guess what? They realize, and it hits them, that they wasted all of those years trying to get a validation that will never come.
You get nothing.
That's why they'll say, no, a strong man would love a female who has 300 bodies because she has 300 bodies. A strong man would love a female who has a boss babe job because she has a boss babe job and lost everything trying to get it as far as relationship wise. So she has to get some validation to say, well, this is a strong male, so and he loves what I do. So there you go, validation. So I did waste all my time. Sorry, boo-boo, but you did. So you can't try to pull that bull crap.
Women would use their minds.
Collectively decided to
Women
do
would
this.
use their verbal ability, their manipulation, their whatever it is, to stop it.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
And
It's
men,
not
let's say
hard,
men
dude.
ignored all that. What could women do about it?
But that's predicated on men would ignore all that.
That's right. It's a hypothetical, which is predicated upon the conditional that they decided to do X thing. What could women do about it?
Run away? Like, that's pretty much it. I mean, we could think,
You're
but
missing
we
my
could build
point.
together and then
Everyone
fight
has access
back.
to
Like, I don't.
We could build a woman army. All we need is the technology. We don't need the bronze. We just need the tools, queen.
She just called Andrew a queen too. And isn't it funny that she's the one who jumped in to defend the other chick who called Brian a queen? Just think about that. Just think about that. If a male called a female the equivalent of a queen, if he said, oh, hey, I mean, y'all can't do that, Butch. If he was to say that to her, then what do you think would be said back to him? They'd be like, wait, why you insulting her? Why you this? Why you that? They would be saying all that craziness to those males who said that, right? Right. Yet both of them just called both guys on the panel queen and said, well, we don't need the brawn. We only need the tools.
Cap.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ma'am, you do know that it takes brawn to create the tools. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Evidently, they don't know that. But this is about what we're talking. They have no clue of how violence works. They have no clue of how things are made. They have no clue how money works. They live in this pampered world and they don't even realize it. Why? Because they haven't gone over to one of these third world countries or one of these countries that don't have the freedoms that they have in the West and seen firsthand. But you know who has? A couple of females who went over to some of these countries and thought they were going to act the way they act over here, over there, and got put in jail and came back to the West and said, I ain't never going back over there again. No, boo-boo. No, go ahead, go back over there. Because evidently, you think that you should be able to do whatever you want to do, that males and females are equal, and that you and males over here have some horrible life over here where the patriarchy is oppressing you.
I don't need no men.
Together and have our own guns, and I can protect my home and my family from anyone.
On the daily influenced by women and what women think, how they dress, how they act.
Sure.
So you're telling me if women are saying a certain thing, they're just going to be like, "Bye," and ignore them, except for maybe some of the.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever?
In your comments, the dudes who watch my show, by the way.
Do you agree, right? That
No one cares!
second, that there is a huge swath of planet Earth where men not only dismiss what women say, but say, "Shut the fuck up and put on this hat, or else." Do you agree or disagree with that?
Say that again.
That there's a large swath of this planet we currently live in, and cultures where they go, "Shut the fuck up! I don't care about your opinion. Now put on this little hat, or else."
Of course. And how is that working out for them?
Fine.
About Iran. Is it fine?
Yeah. Well.
You think they?
What I'm asking you is,
you want to go to Iran? For
what
a
I'm
day?
asking
think
you
that's fine?
isn't.
Come on.
What I'm asking.
You asked how's it working out for them, and he said fine. Remember about what it was he was speaking. He was talking about males telling females, shut the freak up, and them not being able to do nothing about it. And when you ask how is it working out for them, he's saying the society is running fine. The society. But about what she's talking are the females. That's not about what we're speaking. We're speaking about the society and females being able to manipulate men and all of these different things. And he's like, well, you couldn't do nothing about it if males just told you shut the freak up.
Cállate la boca.
What could you do? And she's talking about, well, we can use our women brain and our verbal manipulation. He said, okay, well, why aren't they doing it over there? And instead of her engaging in an argument, what does she do? Move the field of battle into a field of battle in which she thinks she can win. She moves it to, well, how is it working out over there? That's like the equivalent of them talking about, oh, well, females get attacked more than males. And they said, well, no, males are the victims of violent crime more than females. Well, they're violent crimes, but who's doing the violent crime? Wait a minute. No.
Wool up, just wool up.
That wasn't the conversation. The conversation was whether or not you got attacked more than males did. The answer is no.
No! No!
But then you want to move it to the room in the house, then to the closet in the house, then to the, inside the box in the house. How the example that I gave before. You want to keep moving it, so you say, oh shoot, they attack more. Yeah, but who did the attacking? Oh, well, see, males. See, so I'm right. No, that wasn't the conversation. This is what they do. Pay attention.
If men collectively, which they right this second do, not in hypothetical land, right this second, they go, all of you are second-class citizens, like they do right now in large swaths of planet Earth, what can women do about that?
Get rid of as many of them as you can before they get you.
Let her answer.
Okay.
What can women do about that if men
Fight
collectively...
against it.
How?
Do you want us to say that we can't do anything and want that?
Gonna make
No, I just want an argument.
They can fight however the kick, scream, tear, whatever the don't.
Look at you. You mad. You big man.
Well, I don't understand. Why aren't the women over there doing that then? Fight kicking and tearing.
Because they can't. Why? Because their fight kicking and tearing is 1/10 of males fight kicking and tearing. And they know that, which is why they don't try it. That's like saying, well, go ahead and fight a bear. Well, how do I fight a bear? Well, you can fight, kick, and tear. Okay, well, the bear's fight, kick, and tear will rip you to shreds. So do you want to do that? No, you don't want to do that with the bear, right? Any sensible person wouldn't. But somehow you're saying, oh, well, we would just fight, kick, and tear. And really? You've been watching too many Marvel movies, ma'am. You do understand that how you think and feel about woman and girl power doesn't necessarily translate to the real world, because males gave you rights, just like white people in the West gave black people rights. Doesn't matter what you feel about it, we couldn't have got the rights without what? Without the white people who were in the positions of power voting to say we can have them.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
You get your rights from males who voted to give them to you. But if the males wanted to say, tomorrow, all of y'all don't have no rights, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Period.
I don't need no man.
Now, remember, this is the female guessing game. So out of all of these females you've seen, about which one do you think I'm about to ask you all? Drum roll, please. So, tell me, is she a traditional woman, modern woman, or modern female? Put it in the comment section and tell me why you think so. And then grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.